On Tuesday, July 28, 1959, a year to the day when Harris County voters approved the $20 million revenue bond to finance a professional sports complex, Bert Bell, commissioner of the National Football League, announced that a new pro football loop would be established and planned to start operating in 6 cities in 1960 and expand later to 2 additional cities. Houston, Denver, and Minneapolis were listed by Bell as certain starters, and he was pretty sure Dallas, New York, and Los Angeles would make up the other 3. Bell gave out this word while he testified before Estes Kefauver's Senate Anti-Monopoly Subcommittee in favor of legislation to give professional football, baseball, basketball, and hockey broadcast exemption from the antitrust laws. Bell noted he had checked with owners of all 12 teams in his league and that the idea hadn't met a single objection. The NFL was turning 40 years old that season and was the only major pro football league operating in the United States. There had been attempts in the past to form separate major circuits, but none succeeded for very long. The need to accelerate the selection of a location and begin building a stadium adequate for professional sports was even more urgent as a follow-up to both announcements. That same day, William Kirkland, chairman of the Harris County Park Board, provided an update on the board's progress in acquiring the land for the stadium and coliseum. Kirkland revealed that the Park Board had been in process of trading off 230 choice acres on South Main owned by the Houston Fat Stock Show for additional nearby land. A plot of at least 350 acres was needed, and the Park Board was nearing agreement with me and Conrad Hilton's representatives as owners of the desired adjacent land. The acquisition was expected to be completed within the next few months, allowing plenty of time for the construction of a stadium prior to the 1961 season. Of course, this would not be in time for the 1960 football season, and as a result, Jeppesen Stadium, the plant that would host the upcoming NFL exhibition game, was being looked at to address that need in the meantime. Meanwhile, our chairman Craig Cullinan, Bill Shea, and Edwin Johnson were expected to testify before Kefauver's subcommittee at the end of the week on Friday. Mickey Herskowitz, writer for the Houston Post, wrote, "Now that the first flush of excitement over the Third Baseball League was subsiding, it was clear that the majors had 2 alternatives, the Continental League or the Continental Congress. Moving with the sureness of men who knew what they were doing, the Third League founders made it plain that they would accept neither expansion or delay. If baseball was not a monopoly, then it could ill afford to ignore the Continental League. Perhaps when they first offered to consider such a league, the club owners did not expect the suburbs of baseball to unite so quickly, but since they did, now it was time to put up or shut up." Bill Shea noted the league hoped to name a president and establish its headquarters before the August 18th meeting with the Major League Subcommittee. One of the impressive things about the Continental League's founders was the sincere effort to enter baseball's front door and to comply with the standards of the major leagues. They were aware of their challenges, of the struggle for public acceptance, but they were convinced that the Continental League was good for baseball and good for the country.